We need $20 so I could get some food and gas. Well, I gotta have gas money to get there, but I have my job interview tomorrow. I got a job interview tomorrow, but I have to have gas money to get there, some money for food. It would be great if I could get that job. That'd be fantastic.
A few moments later.
I need some gas money so I can get up out of here. I need some gas money so I can get there. Yeah, I need some gas money so I can get there. I need some gas money so I can get out of here. Yeah, during this time last time, I was in my room. I was in my room.
Another day in my life, and please spare me the comments about, oh my god, all you do is complain. I'm trying to fix everything I can right now, and I'm about to lose it. I am at my breaking point. My water got shut off today because I missed the payment date. I was on a payment arrangement already, so now I have to pay the full balance, otherwise they're not going to turn on my water, so I don't even have water anymore. And all the people that are saying like, oh, she raised $2,100, that's enough for all of her bills, right? That was for the rent that was due last month. I posted that GoFundMe 2 weeks ago, whenever I was already behind on my rent. Now rent's due again as of tomorrow, but it doesn't even matter. I do not have rent money. I do not have I don't have running water, man. I'm trying to do everything I can, dude. If for everybody's saying that we're not trying to do everything we can, we are. We're even trying to get Daniel to switch shifts so he can work overnight, so that I can have the car during the day, so that I can actually get a job out there if I need to. If I can't get a remote job, which I'm working on getting a remote job, but for the last 2 days, like, all I've been doing is just trying to apply to any job. We don't have running water now. And you wonder how much it's going to cost to turn it back on? $1,000. $1,035 to be exact. Why? Because I was on a payment plan. Why? Because I couldn't afford the previous balance that was transferred to me from an old account from many years ago. I am just done. They would not do anything that would work with me. Now that it's been turned off, they can't put me in another payment arrangement. I don't qualify for another one for, I think, 90 days or something is what they said. So, fuss, right? I'm just so irresponsible, right? All I do is just buy a bunch of, right? That's what you guys think. I'm trying to sell anything that I can. Daniel doesn't get paid for another week and 2 days. I am off of my rocker. I'm losing my mind. I'm filling out forms that I printed out to try to take money out of retirement, because we realized that we have a retirement account from another job in the past. But even doing that, we're not going to have water until they're able to mail a check to us, which I don't know when that's going to be, because we have to get this notarized and then mailed off and then wait for them to mail us the check. And that's going to hopefully help with the rent that is due tomorrow. I already have to tell my landlord, hey, sorry, again, this month I'm not going to have my rent, and I don't know when I'm going to have it. I am just so tired of everything being so goddamn expensive. My cat is breaking I'm just at my wit's end, man. I don't know what to do. Why am I here venting about it on TikTok? Because I have nobody else to talk to about it. Nobody else. Do I want help? Yes. Am I grifting? No. Are people gonna say that I am? Yes. Do I give them? No. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, man. I don't know what else to do. Like, why does it always have to be so hard? Why is everything so expensive? I don't know, man.
Work with me for a second, but I'm going to veer just ever slightly off course. But I promise this is all linked and related to her begging, not begging. She's begging. You know, when I was at my most broke in my early 20s, well, I've been most broke for most of my 20s and 30s, but let's take it to the early 20s before bankruptcy number one. And I, went bankrupt on $25,000 of credit card debt when I was about 25 years old. My second bankruptcy was in my 30s from a car. Okay, that was for like 16,000. These are the type of people, her specifically, these are the type of people you never ever lend money to. And that's what just kept running through my head as I was listening to her video. And here's why, including me. When I was at my most broke, if I had asked you for money, and I never did, our families wasn't raised to ask for money, so we just don't. But if I were to ask people for money, I was the classic case of someone you do not want to lend money to. And let me tell you why. And she actually states the case very well for me. She says she was already on a payment plan. Actually, let me halt. Let's go back even further. She said she was given $2,100. Now, I really don't divulge and listen to these TikToks until I listen to it with you. It makes it more interesting for me. So for $2,100, she raised. All those people pitched in to help her out. Yay. And did it solve her problem? No. Why? Because she has a lifestyle issue. And I'm not even going to mention the cat. Okay. If you're this broke, you shouldn't be owning a pet because you have a duty, in my opinion, to take care of your pet. But I'm going to digress because that's not what this video is about. She raised $2,100. And I guarantee to you, every single one of those people, every single one of those suckers, because by her own words, she said people have told her, you're complaining all the time, which means her audience has caught on to the fact that, look, we've donated to you and all you do is keep complaining. Like life is never good. Life is, always hard, difficult. It can be made hard and difficult, oftentimes if you choose. Now, I am not going to put in there the people, who have, severe medical issues and they're really struggling. Okay. We're not talking that. We're just talking your everyday healthy, go to work for hardy days, labor type people. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. She was given $2,100. And I guarantee you, those people that gave it to her thought they were solving her problem, but her problem is a lifestyle problem. So you would not want to lend someone like her money because it wouldn't matter how much you give her, $2,100. Guess what happens the next month? What does she say? I quote, she does not have the rent money. She wasn't able to keep up on her water. So now she owes a $1,000 bill because she failed at the payment plan they put her on. I've been there. Now, I've never had to have payment plans for electric, and I've never been homeless. And I gotta be honest, I've never even been close to it. And I can tell you as an adult, none of my sisters and I would ever allow each other to be homeless. That's just not going to happen. But when I was that age, it would not have mattered how much money you gave me. I had a spending addiction. I suspect she has a distaste for work. Why? Because it doesn't sound like she was working. Now, I could have, heard her wrong. Throw it in the chat if you think I heard her wrong. But she was talking about how she, wants to use a car to try and get a job. Why weren't you working already? See, what happens is when you start sinking financially, everybody around you, you're trying to grasp onto for help. Okay, so she's sinking financially and she's going to the internet saying, help me, help me, help me. But the problem, and it's my experience, and again, I didn't ask people for money or anything like that. That's just not my style. Okay, I'm a Gen X. I would just as soon die before I, go on social media and make a video begging for money. But in her case, she's apparently gone to everybody around her. She's grasping onto their wallets saying, give me money, give me money, give me money. But did it work? No, just like it doesn't work with any other beggars that you see on TikTok. They're funding their lifestyle. They don't want to change their lifestyle, whatever that is. Whether it's because they don't want to change the car, the house, the recreational activities. It doesn't matter. And this is why I so strongly implore you, do not give to these beggars that you see on TikTok. Your money is being wasted. She had, let's see here, a payment plan for her water. It did not work. Donations did not work because the only thing that is going to work is for her and her husband to work harder. Now, here's the other interesting thing. They're already in this desperate financial plight. They're already there. And now they're trying to find more work. Now she's trying to look for a job rearrange the husband's schedule. Why did it happen so late? Because you see, a lot of people, when they go broke, they don't want to make changes until after it's already broke in, and then they're trying to pick up the financial wreckage. See, now I am not here, and I never ever can claim to be a angel in the financial world. I mean, 2 bankruptcies, a foreclosure, a divorce. I ain't exactly, walking on water here, okay? But the one thing that I can look back on today that I did not see then when I was in my 20s and then when I was in my 30s and bought a vehicle I couldn't afford. And it wasn't even a ridiculous vehicle. Like I said, I went bankrupt on $16,000 in my 30s. So kind of do the math. It's probably like a $30,000 car today, perhaps. I don't know. Okay. But I want you just to realize that it's not going to matter your kind-hearted donation. These TikTok beggars have a lifestyle problem, and they want to come to social media first to try and solve that problem. They don't want to make changes. And it is not our job to support them and lift them up as they go through their financial hellhole that they themselves have created. I don't know why she's not working 24/7. I don't know why he's not working 24/7. Oh, perhaps because they figured they would just go to donations first. And I guarantee it to you, when they got that donation of $2,100, guarantee it to you, they thought they had made bank. They really did. And instead, nothing got paid off because remember, it's never about the bills that are currently due and you just paying a one-time bill. It's a lifestyle problem. And that lifestyle problem can only be fixed by them. And of course, if you want to skip all the commentary and chit chat, you can go ahead and fast forward to the quiet room. Don't forget 3 boxing bells now lets you know when the commentary portion is over and the no commentary quiet room portion is started.
I don't have water. I can't keep my animals fed. I can't bathe my daughter. I can't wash dishes. I have a sink full of dishes because I haven't been washing them because I've been trying to focus on all this other. I can't wash clothes. Dude, I'm just so over it.
You say, I know these scriptures. Where your money at?
Prosperity preacher.
Where your money at? Why you ain't out of debt? You want to talk to you just want to talk to me about scripture. I'm talking about manifestation and demonstration. You want to quote the scripture back to me. I know that scripture. No, you don't know it. You don't know it till you're wearing it. Don't be quoting no scripture back up to the meeting the other night. And I know what he's talking about. No, you don't know what I'm talking about. You haven't arrived yet. Set your in. There's no Bible quoting committee. Yes, sir. I feel that people they get complacent. Master, I know that. You don't know nothing.
How is it that the prosperity preachers always, or pastors, I don't know what people call them, how is it that they've always arrived, but the entire congregation never has? The preacher has always arrived. He's got his, 3 acres and a mule, but everybody else throwing money at them seem to have they're never good enough to also have arrived.
I don't want to say, I'm going to get all.
The caption says, my second house costs $81,900 and this watch costs more than that. Another pastor begging.
Kind of crazy to let people fight. You'll have jewelry cost more in your house. Well, telling you, listen to me. I'm telling you. My first house cost $14,700. I'm giving you a chance to write your check out. $14,700. My second house cost $81,900, and this watch costs more than that. Are you gonna write me another letter? Let me tell you what. No, I can really give you. I don't mean that pridefully.
If you go to one of these prosperity pastor churches, I would really like to know why you go there. I will not understand it. I'm kind of for a while, I'm going to start mixing them in with the begging because it's just fascinating to me as to why grown adults who are struggling to pay their own bills, or even if you're not struggling, you're just, you're living your life, you're doing your thing, and you want to sit up there and listen to a man or a woman telling you how great and better their life is over yours. That's all it is. It's a big old brag show, and white people donate to it. Before we get into this first video, first off, do not confuse this couple with Mark and Paige, even though they resemble each other in many ways. This is a different couple. This is from April 25th, 26th. But another TikToker, actually a couple TikTokers, gave us some pre-information that I think is important before we play the video. It says here, everything this woman in the video you're about to see, everything she says is a lie. And in the background, you're going to see someone, and that is not her brother. They are in a relationship, and he is a registered offender. And they include the mugshot of his name, which looks like it's Leonard. It's all public record, and I'm looking at the mugshot. So here we go.
You have to work at least 80 hours or do community service, okay? Secondly, or volunteer work. Working a volunteer to get food stamps. Secondly, I have filed for my disability for 2 years and they denied me. So any more information you need to know personally, please inbox me. If not, please get out, because that's a little personal, and if you don't want to help, then your opinion is irrelevant. Layla, yeah. So okay, listen here. So we do have power banks to charge our phones and stuff. Like I said, I do work. Again, I pick my own hours of working. When I do work, like I said, it's 2 hours per shift, because I'm only doing food prep. That's all I'm doing. And when I do get paid, it's enough just to pay our phone bills, because like I said, he's trying to look for work, and it's kind of hard because, like I said, we don't have transportation or this, that, and a third, and I'm always having seizures or anxiety attacks, so he has to stop what he's doing. Well, it's just a lot, like I said. So we do have power banks to charge our phones during the day, like at night, because during the day when it's not raining, we do have a place to go charge it. We have a little cooler to keep tuna fish, mayonnaise, ranch, the stuff that needs to be cooled. But other than that, we don't really have the utilities or the utensils or the accessible needs that you need. We don't have that. So we're pretty much, like I said, working what we got. Like,
we're off grid.
Right, we don't. I gotta find a way to go do laundry tomorrow. I have to find a way to get food tomorrow. So hold on. Is it how to code? It's mid. CC. So we do have a propane little stove that we use. If we need to cook something, we have that accessible for us. But for a fire, so this year, my birthday is January 5th. So of this year, where our old camp was, we had a fire and on my birthday, and it was not no go. So now the dog is a little bit bigger. She likes to run in rampage and think she owns everything. So we try not to keep a fire around her because she don't know her boundaries. So I don't need, let me know if y'all need food or no cap. I got you. Like I said, if you gonna cap me, if not, be straight up. It is what it is.
People stop giving to these freaking beggars, but don't they resemble? I mean, doesn't she almost resemble Paige? She just looks a little more bright-eyed. Let me drop my camera here just a second. All right, so let's take a look. She says, thanks for joining me, fam. So she says here she was denied disability. The only reason I was applauding is she looks totally capable and able-bodied. Many of us go to work. I know people who go to work with sciatica. You know, I have my double knee arthritis. I change my braces. Try to wear them every other day or just simply when it hurts. I keep a brace here at home. Nothing keeps me from working. I show up. Let's see. We have people who work with missing limbs. We have people who are blind who go to work. Okay. So when I see someone here who, what did she say? She says, quote, I quote, I pick my hours. She picks her work hours. She does thing about food prep and she works 2 hours. Why? Why only 2 hours? Okay, someone like me, between YouTube and here, I put in 10-hour days. Many people put in 10-hour days. I know people who get up at 3, 4, or 5 a.m. in the morning and they're already on the road driving. So I find it really amazing when I see lazy bums, and that's the only reason I was applauding. Normally, I would never applaud for someone being denied disability. Absolutely wrong, okay? But in this case, yeah, I'm going to applaud. She doesn't like to work. And she says that her boyfriend, remember the one with the felony charges, which I'm not going to discuss in depth because I don't know anything about it. Also don't wish to get sued because I make assumptions. But again, I'm looking at the mug shot, and yeah, they're right. He definitely got a mug shot for some pretty serious charges. The ones that will keep you from having a job for the rest of your life, and you can't live in certain cities, towns, and you can't be within certain distances of people. Yeah, that type of charge. Okay. So she says there he's looking for a job. Does it do either one of them look like they're working real hard? No. And yet you got ding dongs writing in going, well, do you need food, shelter? No, you don't need to give them squat. Now, tonight's video is part 2 of preachers versus street beggars, specifically prosperity preachers. And there's going to be a third part coming up later during the week. I'm not quite sure what day. We will see how these 3 parts do. It's just really kind of a little special run I'm doing. Here we go.
Everybody start leaving, offering time. So you eat and run. So I'm looking for 13 people in this room that says, Dr. Val, I'm ready to go to another level that's going to sow a seed of $500. Run. I'm not going to beg you. Run. I'm not.
She's looking for 13 people to sow a seed of $500.
Going to beg. Every person in this room that's going to give a $100 seed, jump up all over the room. If you. And online. Hey, online. Online, if you're giving that 500, I want you to put hashtag I'm in.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go buy myself a $500 bottle of perfume before I will give it to a prosperity preacher. And like it, I've said earlier, I was raised in the Methodist church. I'm totally into, donating to your church. And I think, you should and stuff help show support for your church. But the problem I have are prosperity preachers, which I am not really familiar with. Okay, and I think it was actually a viewer who put down in the comments that it was a prosperity preacher. That's how little I know. So again, I apologize because I don't remember your name, but one of my viewers I know put that in there. That's the only reason I even knew what it was. Like, oh, well, I just always thought they were called pastors. So a prosperity preacher is someone who basically believes that for you to get more money, wealth, and value, you must first sacrifice everything you have and give it to the preacher. And the preacher gets to have all their wealth and value and planes and trains and automobiles and Rolex watches while you sit there doing your day job and giving, everything you make to them. And that is the way they're trying to convince you that you will become rich. That type of stuff. I never knew about it.
We haven't ordered food yet.
Joanna and Rats want TikTok to buy a $20, $30 meal.
We're still several dollars short on being able to get both of us food, so we're going to try to be bums on the internet about it until we can get some more dollars to get some food and everything. Swear y'all have to come by for real. How much y'all short? Like $20, $30 to be able to get us both something to eat. The food that Rats tried to order for me is like stupid expensive because we're doing it through DoorDash and stuff. It was like $30 for a veggie burger combo, which seems not right.
If she don't look like a train wreck with that big old rhino thing hanging off her nose. I'm sorry, guys. I will never get into it. Okay. I mean, like I said, I have friends who have them, but they don't wear them like that. I would be embarrassed to be seen in public with you with something that size. I do have friends that tiny little, the size of a diamond ring. Okay. I can deal with that. These nostril things that hang down to your upper lip. I'm sorry. It's gross.
That's an extra bad.
Yes? Oh, okay.
Protein and stuff.
Yeah.
Without that, it was like $23.
Yes, you heard correctly. They were burping in the background. And did you notice that when they said they needed money, did you hear them say, hey, you know what? We need 20, 30 bucks for a meal. So we're going to go out and find some work. We're going to go stand in the front of Lowe's and we're going to wait till a vehicle comes by with somebody looking for day labor. Nope. What did you hear? Well, we're just going to sit here longer in front of TikTok and wait till the donations come in. All right. Next preacher. Let's do it.
Some of you need to step into blessing, and you do that with an act of faith.
Yeah.
The caption says $300 and greatness is guaranteed.
$300. Why is that significant? It's significant, number one, because it got your attention. And it's significant, number two, because that's what the prophet of God spoke. You say, but I may not have $300 right now. What do you have? Do you have 100? Do you have 150? Take a step of faith toward God right now.
Beggars versus pastors. Let's do it.
My family just got offered a spot at a family style shelter. We need to go into town to get, we need to go into town to get a letter that verifies we're homeless. It has to be specific with the company's letterhead. And there's only one place that can help us right now because the school can't help us right now for whatever reason. They're also not answering their phones, and we need the letter like today so we don't lose our spot. We don't have doctors out here yet, so they can't help us. There's literally one place that can help us out of everybody, and we need to get into town for that. I know some of you guys are gonna come on just like my last post asking for help, saying get a job. Guess what? I have an interview tomorrow in person that I have to get to, but I also have a phone interview tomorrow for a different job. And I'm waiting for a phone call because I finished the application for the last one, but they straight up said I have to wait for them to call me. I am trying to get a job. I need my phone, so I can't sell my phone like someone suggested in the last video. Because clearly I have a phone interview, and I got the phone call saying, hey, come in for an interview for the other one. Can't sell my vehicle because I have an interview in town that needs the vehicle to get to. I am just asking for help so that we can get this letter, we can get a roof over our heads, and then you can just stop seeing our faces asking for help all the time. That's it. And if you want to be mean, go ahead. That's just going to boost the video. If you want to be nice, even if you can't help, awesome, because that will boost the video too. But overall, we just need a little bit more help so we can get a roof. Because we are trying. Whether or not anybody thinks we...
Did you see any tears? Also, family, be very suspicious of people who cannot look into the camera. She's looking down like this the entire time. Always be careful about that. And all that god-awful noise, that wasn't me, fam. Okay, that was not me. That was them recording and multitasking and baby in the background. Don't you love the pity thing? Oh, well, you know, we really need help, but it's okay if you want to be mean to us. You see, that's the setup. Like in basketball game, we got to set up the shot. This is how they set up their pity party because they want you to go, oh, no, we're not going to be mean to you. Not at all. I didn't see one freaking tear. And this is not the first time they have begged. And she couldn't look in the camera. Think about it. If you cannot make eye contact with your audience, you'll really lose a lot of credibility. So she's sitting there crying, saying she's looking for a job, everything they can do. I want you to think about it. The people that do not beg on social media, the people that do not beg, we're doing everything we can do. We're working those long hours. We're picking up the extra job. Even if you have to Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, we're doing it. We're so busy doing it, we don't have time to sit and beg on our cell phones. But it's always the beggars. They're sitting there going, but we're working so hard. We're trying to find a job. The key to improving your life, get off of social media, at least for a while if you have to. Now, we are going to have some fun here. This is going to be multiple volumes. I don't know how many. Okay. But we're going to look at beggars versus pastors. And some of it is going to make you real mad. But specifically, we're looking at prosperity preachers who claim that the more you give to them, the more you will have.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. I'm gonna work on the other 800.
That ain't what I asked you to do.
Okay. You did not mishear. You did not. And these are taken from people who have attended these services. This idiot POS of a pastor. I'm sorry. I was, raised in the Methodist church and all that. Okay. So I love pastors. Okay. I get it. But I have a problem with pastors, these prosperity pastors, which really I wasn't that familiar with. Because I wasn't raised in that type of environment. But this pastor is upset, shaming this lady. I think she had her child next to her. Okay. Because she only had 1,200 of the 2,000 that he's requesting. So she's like on down one knee going, I will bring the other 800. Well, he wants the money right now. And she failed him. I don't understand the mindset of these people. If any of you out there in the audience either know somebody without giving their name, or have you ever been, if you're comfortable saying it, have you ever donated, fallen for these prosperity pastors, and specifically prosperity pastors. Okay. Because I would love to bring you on my show, not to shame at all. Just know, if you ever come on my show, possibly this summer, I'll have a person or two on it. I don't really want to turn it into a guest platform for the most part, because I work hard enough on this channel. But, during the summer, I can kick it around with some people, I'm sure, if they wanted to come on. But I would love to talk to someone who has donated to these pastors, because the whole premise is that if you make the pastor rich, then you become rich. Come on, there's something wrong with that. You become rich by giving away your money to somebody else who wants it. And this is a real competition here between the beggars and the pastors. So I've interwoven them both in this video, and I've got another second volume coming up also. So I'd like you to throw in the comments, if you feel up to it, who has the higher ground, the pastor or the beggar? Like, if you had to decide who is going to be one step closer to the gates of heaven, not saying anybody going to hell, okay? Everybody's going wherever it is that they believe, I guess. All right. But like I said, I've never really been familiar with prosperity pastors. And the more I delve into it, the more sick and stomach turning it gets. So he shames her in front of the whole congregation like a daddy who's mad at his daughter because she didn't come through with the money that she said she would have. And these are big churches for the most part. These are mega churches for the most part. All right, this next gal, she's been on another video, and basically life is just, not treating her the way she'd like.
Jill, I found
Yes, Amanda, questioning a person over not sending gifts.
odd that you've never ever gifted me. Welcome in. How you doing? Because I've heard a couple things about you too, Michelle, and you do got a pretty good gifting badge. I love y'all. Gonna go to bed. You gonna go to bed, Britt?
The gifting badge is the level that TikTok ranks a donor. So the more donations you make, the higher the level you get. And one of the things that a lot of these beggars do is when you enter their chat, they are looking for high level of gifters. And I think that's usually with TikTok. I think the highest, I want to say somewhere, is in the low 40s, maybe high 30s. So Amanda is ticked off because this person that she sees as a potentially high level gifter isn't gifting. And remember in the last video, what was she ticked off about? Oh, yes, because people weren't talking. Because when you go onto a begging live show, they think it's all about them and you must talk and you must give.
She has gas. I know she needed to go. Britt, you gonna go already? Man, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Yeah, Henry has been so bad lately. Oh, I'm sorry, Britt. I'm definitely praying for you, as I am my whole TikTok fam.
They ain't praying for you. That's just a bunch of crap they're giving you. When they speak, oh, I'm praying for you. No, they're not.
So what's up with that, Michelle? Because you got a pretty big gift badge. You're level number 15, and I've already heard some things about you, about being on the other side, and you've never even gifted me. I get exhausted at the little time I can be by myself. Although typically I stay up late. I feel you, Britt. But with how bad he's been here, I've been so exhausted early. I know how that is, Britt. I really do. Definitely keeping you in my prayers as I do all my TikTok family, Britt, always. And thank you so much for coming in and sending the galaxy. Now I've got 2. Michelle with the hand hearts. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Michelle.
This is the most insincere crap. Always remember that. And these beggars all talk to each other. They're all competing for obviously they're all competing for the biggest donations, clearly. But what they're also competing for is that these donors that are, I guess, like she said, level 15 up higher. Because remember, I really think it's around 35, 40 levels. I don't think it goes higher than that, but it's right around there. So if you get to level 15 even, you've given hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And by the time you get to the highest level, you've given in the tens of thousands of dollars. And anything that these beggars say to you, oh, we're praying for you, always remember, it's a act. It's a routine. It's what they have to say to make you feel like you are being recognized. And I did a story a while back. I will try to remember to link it to the end. It was an article that I did about a woman who spent, I'll try to remember to link it. She spent $25,000. She made it to the top level almost of TikTok. She was gifted, what is it? She had an inheritance of 25,000. She blew the entire thing on the TikTok begging stuff. And one of the things that she shared with the reporter was that part of the reason she would give to these beggars is because she felt like she was part of their family. Kind of like we got our community here. But the difference is, I don't expect you to talk unless you want. I don't expect you to be a member unless you want. If you do join for a month, a year, a day. I don't put stipulations, on my audience to have to do things. I create the content and you decide what you wish to do with it. I mean, I love it when you're here. Maybe you want a quiet night, you skip forward to the next chapter, quiet room. Don't forget the 3 boxing bells now tell you when the quiet room is starting, so you no longer have to try to hear for it. But you have to remember that the stuff that you're hearing, oh, I'm praying for you, oh, sounding so concerned, it is an act. But it is an act that is proven to be financially powerful if it's yielded correctly, if the beggar can use those tools correctly. And so she is upset that she's seeing somebody that other TikTok beggars have been talking about. And she sees this, gifter in her room, in her live chat going, why aren't you giving to me? That is greed. That is selfish. But remember who you're talking to.
I like to give people chances to make sure. Send puppy kisses. Oh my gosh. I should have had the phone further away. I feel like if the phone was further away, I could have seen that better. I feel like it was gonna do more. Because when I moved the phone away, that's my good night. Aw, thank you so much, Britt. I love you. I hope you have sweet dreams and then get you a good night's sleep. I just don't have a lot of money till payday for gifts. Sorry. I understand, Michelle. I'm just having to make sure that you're not part of them. That's all, Michelle.
She's probably talking about the awareness group that you really are giving money.
And as y'all can tell, I do giving people the benefit of the doubt. Love you too, Britt. Thank you so much for hopping in here and hanging out with me. 999, what's up, fam? You already left. Anyways, Trish, what's up? I'm gonna have to go take a potty break, but I will put you on mute so y'all won't have to hear it.
I want 100. Okay, here is Paula White, very famous preacher. It says, she won't pray for people till she gets $100,000.
$100,000 to come in. I want $100,000. There are 10 people that could give $10,000. There's 100 people that could give $1,000. Get a check, make it payable to Paula White Ministry. There are people that are watching right now. If you say, I don't have it, give $100. Bring up a sacrificial seed. This isn't for me. This is about kids that will die without you being obedient. This is about kids who are going to be minstrels and instruments and warriors and mighty for God. I'm not going to take everybody's blessing. Come on. I'm going to tell you, get a seed of sacrifice. Get in the arena. Get in the arena. I need you to stand. There's only 3 envelopes. I'm not moving. I'm not going to lay hands on people till you're obedient. Get out of your seat. Come on. And come bring up a seed. Come bring up a seed. Come bring up a seed. I'm doing it to break a mentality. I'm doing it to break something. You need a breakthrough. You need things. You need a building. Come on. You need a wedding dress. You need some things, but you're struggling all the time financially. That's not the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is not every wish and every want, but it is provision for the vision. The kingdom of God is there is no lack in Christ. He will supply all your needs according to his riches and glory. The kingdom of God, there are 30 people right now that can give $1,000, Pastor Todd.
Again, for those not looking, people were coming up slowly and they were laying down their envelopes of donations. Now, I want you to imagine, again, this prosperity preaching is all new to me. I've known they've existed, but I've never seen more than maybe a national news clip of some preacher who got his jet plane. But I want you to think about if this were a beggar. Yes, they are beggars, but work with me. Okay. This is, stage pastor beggars versus the street beggar. If we heard a street beggar say, I need you to give me money, and we've heard them say, give me money, you will get more if you donate to me. What's the difference? If you really want to get down to it, prosperity preachers to me are nothing more than fancy beggars. Really. You know how you have, I can't say the word, but you have the street, starts with the letter P, and then you have the high class girl. Okay. Well, the prosperity preachers would just be the high class version, and the street beggars would be the low class version. I can't say the word on for YouTube. What's the difference? I can't find it. And what just amazes me is, do we have such low self-esteem that we think that unless we lay money down, that we can't get someone to pray for us, that we can't get someone to give us a blessing? There's something wrong here. I don't know how prosperity preaching came to be, but if I thought Uber and Lyft had a good business design of, hey, let's create an app and let everybody else use their car, their insurance, their mileage and gas, and we'll just suck up the profit. Well, I would say this sits right next to it. This is a great business model. I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to preach and I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to lay hands on them and we're all going to go rah, rah, rah. And you're going to give me money. And I can go buy a bunch of crap that I can shove in your face. Meanwhile, shaming you because you don't give me enough money. And if you want those prayers and blessings, you need to make sure that you are donating at least 10%, probably gross of what you make. Doing this has really started opening my eyes. You know how I really wasn't familiar with begging? A year ago, I really didn't understand begging, or at least summer 2025. I was very new to it, and I thought it was just a video or two that I would do, and here we are today. Well, the same thing I suspect is happening with prosperity preachers, because the overlap between the two, I see it clear as a bell. They beg, they ask for money. They tell you, if you donate to me, that you will get more. They shame you publicly, socially, if you don't give the donation. I mean, think about that lady, you guys. That pastor wants $2,000 and he's shaming her because she only came up with $1,200 and she has a little kid standing next to her. So she's got a child to raise. Why do people belong to churches like that? Somebody got to tell me, why do people belong to churches like that? But perhaps there's some overlap. You know how TikTok beggars, I was telling you, give the audience that watches TikTok beggars, how they donate to TikTok beggars because they want to feel a part of a community. Because once you get to know a beggar, all right, you're like, hey, you know what? I know them. Even if you take this channel, and those of you, and I thank you so much, very from the bottom of my heart, that watch me regularly, there's kind of a sense of knowing it. You're probably like, oh, I know what she's going to say. I know what she's going to think, because you're able to start tying my personality with the topics that I talk about. In other words, if I were to say to you, don't worry, it's not happening. But if I were to send a note and say, okay, this channel is done, I'm all done with YouTube. You kind of, maybe for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, all right, you might feel like, oh my God, what just happened? See? It's the same thing with these prosperity preachers. I genuinely believe that they have an audience that becomes attached to them. You go to their church, maybe you're lonely, maybe you're going through divorce, relationship, just personal issues, and you're looking for someone to talk to you. But because you're in kind of that vulnerable state, in my opinion, you become very susceptible to getting, drawn into a prosperity preacher or a TikTok beggar, someone who just does something as simple as say your name. See, I think there is so much overlap to me that it is very eerie.
It's not been that busy at my job, and I'm short $70 for the hotel, and we're gonna be in the car. It's getting really cold out, and I hate doing this, but is there anybody that can help me? Anybody out there that has it in their heart to help me? I'm trying so hard. I really.
And that the multiple times we've heard this. I'm trying so hard. Do you have it in your heart?
I am. I'm trying so hard, and it just gets harder and harder. I just need some little bit of help. If anybody has it in their heart, please don't bully me. Please don't come at me. I just want to make sure my family's okay. It's been really dead at my job, and that means I'm not making tips. I just need some help, guys. I'll add my CA, and please get back to me, guys. I really need help, and it's really hard right now.
everybody could spare $1 to Cash App. It's been a rough day. I've been trying to raise money for broccoli today.
You buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second.
Just trying to raise some funding for broccoli today. Honestly, I didn't raise that much funding the other day. I thought I was going to raise enough for a month, but I didn't raise enough.
Plus, you can earn fuel points to save for $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big.
Buy 3, get 3 free on select packs of Coca-Cola, Lipton tea, or Powerade.
I really appreciate you for being here, Janice Marie.
Fresh.
It's okay.
Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
And you guys gotta understand, I share everything I have with my uncle. Like my broccoli, and when I have a couple extra dollars, I try to help my uncle out.
And the largest day of giving.
You know what I mean? It's not just for me, it's for me and my family too, you guys. My uncle has mental health issues just like me, kind of, but a little more severe.
For those not familiar with Yaz, she's very young, just like out of high school young. So she is of legal age. And the caption reads, Yazzie shows her daddy on live.
Baby.
Mami, yo voy para mi home. Bájate. Ya. Ya.
You rushing him?
Yo me voy para mi home, mami.
Okay.
I'm sorry, mami. Yo me voy para mi home.
Okay, I'm ready to go. Hey, okay. You rushing my little 5, 10.
Mucho leave this. Ya, yo voy para mi home.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
Dang, baby, wait. I'm finna go. Let me eat that. Want it? You don't want it?
No, yo no quiero.
Here. Thank you, Ed. Let it hit hard. I let it hit hard. Baby.
No, mami, it's okay.
Please, you pay for it.
No hungry, yo.
You pay for it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good?
That's good.
Good.
Okay, mami, ya para mi home.
Listen, baby.
Thank you.
Wait. I'm gonna wipe your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, there's daddy. You can barely see him. But I can tell you he's old enough to be well above the age of 40. I might even push 50. That she doesn't get a real clear visual of him, but he ain't no 20, 30-year-old. I can tell you that. And if he is in his 30s, he's not aging well. So this is Yazzie's daddy. I've included the subtitles because it's a little bit mumbly at times, but there's Yazzie's daddy. I will give Yaz credit for one thing, though. This is the first time I've actually seen her be somewhat pleasant, polite, and smiling. I mean, most of the videos that we see of her, she's upset, whining, crying, and playing the victim. Here, she seems like she's actually just a little bit of fake happy. And I do mean fake, because to Yazzie, this is all a role. So he's got to be giving her some money and all of that.
Beautiful.
There he is. All right, there we go. When we take away the napkin. That is, quote, daddy. Again, I remind you, she is of legal age, but probably 2 years, 24 months, whatever lower, we would have issues. I already have issues with it as it is, considering her age, her lack of maturity, which would tell me that the guy she has, honestly, he's probably not wealthy. Probably not. Because even if you're a wealthy guy, you're going to want your woman to have some sort of class and perhaps not be making social media like this. At least that would be my thought. If I were a wealthy guy and I'm looking, for someone who is of legal age, I'm not going to want them to have this image on social media. So I'm thinking he's just, I won't say he's a rat type of dude, but come on, look at him. Really? Yazzie, we're not fooled, but we get you.
I'm beautiful.
Don't be touching on me like that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank
And his hands are all over her. And this is what the camera's on.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, there's another picture of daddy. Hey, I'm just doing this in slow-mo so you guys can get a good look at this. I can't call him that. She is above age, so I'm trying to hold my tongue here. But this is gross, considering her age versus his.
No, I don't do things like that. But
Yes, you do, Yazzie. You're doing it right now. You've been doing it on camera since the day I met you a few months back. She just kind of appeared all of a sudden in my For You page.
We'll wipe your face for you, boo.
Yeah.
And I take care of people in nursing homes.
I'm not even begging, but I'm coming onto TikTok and asking people for help. I don't know how to battle like that, like most people do. But it takes a while to probably get that money, even if I did battle. I'm just trying to help her with her bills, and I'm not the type of person that would ask people for anything.
I have a problem when a person is begging and they cannot look into the camera. Instead, they got their hoodie on, their eyes are looking down, trying to give you their sob story. For those who don't know, the battling is where you go against another person live on TikTok and you each beg your audience to give you money. And then whoever gets the most money, stars, galaxies, and hearts wins the battle. He's claiming that he's just too weak to do that. So he wouldn't be good at it. So here he is on TikTok begging with his hoodie, looking down. Now, you want to beg, you best look me in the eye. Hey, Lala at least looks you in the eye. She may scream at you a lot, but she at least looks you in the eye.
But right now, I'm asking you guys, I need y'all help. I look at people on TikTok like they're my family. And right now, I'm coming to y'all as a family. I need you guys to help me help her, to take stress off of her so she can pay her rent and pay her bills. So
that sounds like a family problem, not a we problem.
Yeah, my goal is to come up with $2,000. That's my goal. That's how much her rent is. If I could put the paper on here, I would, to show people she really need help. We got an eviction notice. So I just want to raise that $2,000 so she can pay her rent, because that's the last thing a person need, is to be stressing about they place, dealing with the loss of their parent. I think that's a lot to be worried about. So
Right. And I agree. And lots of people have to deal with that. So you have to make plans accordingly. Notice very little to no eye contact with the camera.
I'm not, and this is not about me. It's not. It's about helping my wife and trying to help her the best way I can. And I can't do that unless I got help. So I'm asking you guys, can you guys help? And I really appreciate it.
Wait. Okay, I missed that part. This is his wife. Oh, honey, you got to find a better man. Maybe you need to also find a better wife. This is a young couple, good for a hardy day's labor, as you know. Throw in the comments. I know some of you are doing hardy day's labor. I know this. I know Kelvin gets up bright early, does a hardy day's labor. I know I do it. This is his wife. He's begging $2K for. Why aren't you doing it, buddy? You're young. Why aren't you working 12-hour days, 13-hour days, going on 5 hours of sleep? You're young. You can pull it off. Yes, I've done it. I'm not telling young people do anything I haven't done. Not saying it's fun. I would have liked my Saturdays to be lounging, but when you've got bills to pay, you pay it. So this is for your wife, and you're saying no one should worry about it. So you as a couple can't get your shite together to keep from worrying about paying the rent. And the best your two heads can do is say, hey, I think I need to go beg on TikTok. First, I doubt if the rent is due, but in some ways I'm going to give the benefit of doubt the rent is due. What I'm questioning is why they're not working harder. And that is not our problem.
But so this is which I was rich, so I could just do it myself. So I don't have to ask people. It just makes me a little upset because people get over here on social media and they help all these people with these battles. And then you got people like me that's really need help. It's hard to get help for people. I'll just be asking God, why did this gotta happen? It's just sad. So if you guys want to help, I appreciate it.
I'm going to go on a limb here and you say, why did this happen to me? I don't know. Let's start with the face tattoos. Let us start with the face tattoos and the difficulty it can be in getting a job. Let us start with personal decisions that we've made that may or may not involve the law. I don't know, can't say, but I'm just simply looking at where you're going to work with those face tattoos. I'm also going to stretch and say, do we have an education of any sort? See, you can take your money problems and take it way back, or in this case, not so far back because they don't look very old. And it probably started somewhere in a classroom and decisions that you made. And here you are today being a TikTok beggar. I rest my case.
It means a lot to me. If you guys can help, I'm trying to keep it in and not keep crying because I know my auntie told me I have to be strong so I can be strong for her, but it's kind of hard. I lost my brother 2 months ago, and then I just lost my auntie a week ago, and she's still at the funeral home sitting on ice. She haven't even been buried yet.
I lost my cat 20 years ago. That was a tough day. That thing went splat straight across the street. I tried to tell it not to do it, and there he went anyways. That was a rough week. And then I can tell you my aunt and my grandma died within a year of each other. Yeah, lots of us have been through stuff. Lots of us. And it's made much harder again when you have face tattoos. It says something about you. We like to say it doesn't. No, that we shouldn't judge and all that, but the bottom line is we do. We judge. In some ways, we have to save ourselves to some extent.
And my wife passed away, so it's a lot. So I really need help. And if you guys willing to help me, I appreciate it. And I'm just trying to be strong, but I'm tired of being strong. So.
And I'm looking at more tattoos down the neck. Sweet Jesus, that's where all your rent money went.
Thank you, Kat. Just tired of being strong. I'm just always got to be strong, and you get tired of that. So if you guys want to help, I really appreciate it. And like I said, no matter if it's $1 or $2, all the help, every help matters. But the goal is $2,000. I want to raise $2,000. Help my wife pay her rent. So.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. For those who can't see the screen, this person, I'm going to assume it's a guy, in this day and age, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a guy or a gal. So I apologize regarding that, but I'm just going to assume it's a guy. Decided that I'm going to clip this for a thumbnail on the TikTok thumbnail page. Decided after doing all the blubbering, they were going to take a wad of Kleenex, shove it up one nostril, and then let it hang there. So that's what we are looking at. I'm sorry for the stops, guys. As you know, if you don't want the stops, you can go straight to the next chapter, quiet room, and you can watch these uninterrupted. But some of these videos just blow me away. So we've got a tissue hanging out the nose, no hands, just hanging out the snot. Okay. And you're wondering why perhaps you're having a hard time finding employment. I see nothing but tattoos all over their body, on the neck, the face, clearly on the arms, hands. Yeah. Like I said, let's go to the genesis of all your problems.
You don't have to worry about that. So that's Cash App.
This is for real, guys.
So I'm just really sad, so I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Like I said, no matter what it is, I just want to help her. Would you be a different what? It's so sad. I got a different Cash App. That's my wife Cash App. I just want everything to go to her so she can take care of her rent and stuff.
She ain't getting squat dime of my money. And you hanging your snot rag out your nose like that, if she thought that was attractive, I'd like to see her.
But hey, kitty. I feel sick. I feel stressed out. I feel sick. Yeah, that's her. That's her CA. That's her Cash App. So I just be wishing God could just send somebody over TikTok one day. It's just because my goal is $2,000. But I know it's gonna take some time to raise that. But I just be praying God could just put it on somebody hard on TikTok, and they could just send my wife the money, and she could just pay her rent.
You want God to, quote, put it on somebody hard. Why would God punish someone else by demanding they give you $2,000? See the selfishness? Quote, I just wish God would put it on somebody hard. Not my God. My God's not going to say to me, hey, Carrie, give $2,000 to this beggar with a snot rag hanging out of their nose. Probably one of the most unattractive things I think I've seen in the couple of years I've been doing TikToks. Truly the gutter of self-respect on social media. So you want God to put it on somebody hard. You want God to punish someone else for your mistakes. No, thank you.
I just be wishing that could happen, man. There's a lot to be on social media asking people for help. Y'all don't know how hard that is. So like asking people for nothing. I already feel bad because I don't have it myself to give it. I wish I could just pay it myself, pay all her bills, and she don't have to worry about nothing. That'd be less stress to worry about. But like I said, if everybody can help, there's 47 people here. If everybody could send something to the Cash App, I appreciate it. I really do. And I'm not the type of person that come over here and beg for help, but right now, I need help. If you guys can help me, please.